You are not losing because of bad luck. You are losing because of someone you have never met, and that someone lives inside you. Most people go through their entire life pointing fingers at their past, at other people, at timing, or at their circumstances. But there is a silent force deep inside every human being that has been quietly making decisions, destroying opportunities, and repeating the same painful patterns. It is the architect of the life you say you don't want, yet it is the one pulling the strings. Carl Jung called it the shadow self. And the most terrifying part is not that it exists. The most terrifying part is that it has been running your life for years while you sat in the passenger seat, having no idea why things always fall apart. From the moment you were born, the world began a process of conditioning. It told you which parts of yourself were acceptable and which were not. Show too much anger and you were punished. Show weakness and you were laughed at. Dream too big, and you were told to be realistic. To survive and to fit in, you did what any smart child would do. You hid those parts. You buried your rage, your intense hunger for more, your fear of never being enough, and your raw, unfiltered desires. You told yourself those parts were gone, but they were never gone. They simply went underground, and in the dark, they didn't disappear. They grew stronger, hungrier, and more resentful. Scientists have discovered that your subconscious mind processes 11 million pieces of information every single second, while your conscious mind, the part you think is in control, handles only 50. Think about that. That means almost everything driving your behavior, your reactions, and your choices is happening far below the surface. The shadow does not ask for your permission. It does not warn you before it acts. It just triggers. And then you spend hours, sometimes days, wondering why you lashed out at a loved one, why you procrastinated on your most important goal, or why you self-sabotaged just as you were about to succeed. Look at the patterns in your life. Not the minor habits, but the deep, recurring cycles. You end up in the same toxic arguments with different people. You get close to a promotion or a relationship, and then, inexplicably, it falls apart. You feel stuck in the same emotional cage no matter how hard you try to climb out. That is not bad luck. That is your shadow running an old, outdated program. Neuroscientists call it implicit memory, the emotional script you wrote before the age of 7. Unless you look at it directly, it will keep playing on repeat until the day you die. Nietzsche said something that most people are not ready to hear. The snake that cannot shed its skin must die. The parts of yourself you refuse to face do not stay quiet. They manifest as rage when someone disrespects you. They come out as crippling jealousy when someone else succeeds. They show up as self-sabotage when you get close to what you actually want. Even Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, spent his private journals writing about his own weaknesses and his own impulses. He knew that the battle inside was always harder and always more important than anything happening on the battlefield outside. This is the key to understanding everyone around you. The things that trigger you the most in others are almost always a mirror of what you have buried inside yourself. When someone's arrogance makes you furious, your shadow is showing you your own hidden ambition that you were told to suppress. When someone's neediness makes you uncomfortable, your shadow is pointing at your own loneliness that you never let yourself feel. Jung called this projection. It is the most accurate map of your inner world you will ever find. Most people throw the map away because they don't like what it shows, but if you have the courage to pick it up, you can finally see who you truly are. So, how do you fix this? How do you take the wheel back? It starts with radical honesty. For the next 7 days, keep a note on your phone. Every time you react strongly, when you feel sudden anger, envy, or fear, write it down. You aren't looking for the reason why yet. You are just looking for the pattern. Second, find 10 minutes of absolute silence and ask yourself one uncomfortable question. What is the one thing I am most afraid people will find out about me? Write the answer down without censoring it. The moment that thought moves from your mind to the paper, its power over you begins to drop. Third, pick the trait you hate most in other people and spend 1 week asking yourself where that same trait lives in you. This isn't about shaming yourself. It's about reclaiming your humanity. Fourth, identify one person in your life where you always play the good version of yourself. In your next talk, say one true thing instead of one safe thing. The shadow grows in secrecy. Honesty is the sunlight tie. Honesty is the sunlight that dissolves it. Viktor Frankl, who survived the darkest place on earth, said, "Between what happens to you and how you respond, there is a gap, and your entire freedom lives in that gap. Your shadow shrinks that gap until it disappears. When you face your shadow, you reclaim that gap. You stop being a puppet of your past and start being the creator of your future. The person you are meant to be is not hiding in your goals or your 5-year plan. That person is hiding in the parts of yourself you have been too afraid to look at. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is the most honest, raw version of you that has ever existed. The day you stop running from it is the day your real life finally begins. You have been living as half a person for far too long. The other half has been waiting for you to come home.